Okay, so this dude, he's gonna come back around. He's a black guy. He's with this white girl in the back, right here, in that house. They're owned by the same owners. Okay, these are dead. He acts like he's real nice and he's not. Appears to be a little gay. Seriously, on the serious side. But anyways, when I have my truck, they used to walk their dog like this, and they have a ball in their hand. And because I do Photoshop and I can see little things that people think, and anyways, I noticed that hole because some kept hitting my window every time they would. And this is in the truck. All the whole neighborhood is a hater. Her mother lives right next door. She's got her mother there, but I can't be around my mother. They're all crazy. They're after my money. They're all involved. Nothing came here from probate. We got missing mail, and they're all involved and acting very suspicious. All of them. Every one of them. Acting very suspicious. And anyways, so one day it was right in the day, and I was standing on the side right here, more over here a little bit like this, and they were coming, and from there, can you imagine? They squeezed that ball, and I sat there and watched them squeeze the fucking ball, and fucking I could hear it crack right at my window. Something small, like a BB. And that wasn't the only time. I didn't say nothing. I stood there and I said, I'll be fucking down. So that dude, he's the one that him and his wife used to do that to my truck. And then the girl in the back that took off earlier with brown hair, she is the one that scratched my truck from, like, say, right here at the end all the way to half the bed. And you're talking about a 2006 Dodge Ram Hemi. Nice little truck. She would act like, see, she got everything free. She was homeless. That's how she got in there. She was homeless. And she only pays $35 a month for rent. 35. She's on housing. And she was only 45 when she got there. Here I am, 65, and where's my housing? I signed up for housing, everybody in a lot of counties, and in one or two states. But I ain't got nothing. And I shouldn't have to go on housing. Because I'm a rich bitch, as you all know. So anyway, bottom line, the whole neighborhood's involved with this. The dog walkers, all them that with their chains going through the back, skidding. Why don't you go up with your fucking curb? I'm like fucking right here, look. More than fucking, look how far I am from the curb. And they gotta go right up to the pole, right, squeeze right in between here, look. It's the regular amount that you would have to give. You have to have 2 feet behind and 2 feet back and a foot or two in between. But look at that. There's enough room, and they wait, and here it is right here. They go through the extremes. They don't go through here. They would have to go through here, go around. Something I would do. I was taught we weren't allowed to do that kind of stuff when we were growing up because they really valued the things, their homes. And even if their homes were made out of shacks. My mom came, they came from days when, and she looks at people because they have, oh, they're rich, they have this, they're perfect. But she doesn't have God. She's just like, no. Because who would do that? And she never defended me anyways when her second ex-husband tried to do what he did anyway. She never fucking protected me when I was a little girl. She's been doing this for years. She knows that people do things, but if it's her son you're doing them to, oh no. If he was doing that shit, my brother Anthony came and told, and this is the same guy, dude, that when my brother got his truck, $30,000 truck, they all were doing the same fucking shit to him. And I caught him crawling out from under my brother's truck. And lo and behold, like the next day, lo and behold, my brother's fucking truck was leaking. He was leaking. It doesn't matter what, sports you're in or what you like, and everybody, there's many games. We wouldn't have a World Series if we didn't have many teams. He's so ignorant. Today I was wearing a Dodgers, my Dodger little shirt that I got over there, and I just noticed he's got an angel up there. Maybe, his mentality is really wrong. And you saw, if you watched the video before this, that I'm gonna post this one up. If you watch the video before this, you'll see. You can see, that he was, how close he was and how many keys he had in his hand. His car ain't messed up. I mean, he does gardening and stuff, but his car is not messed up because of all that. He drinks and he acts like he don't drink, and so he drinks, and and has weird friends. You saw his friend that I posted up. That guy's weird. He's weird. He's very stubborn, just like him. He was doing the same thing, and they do that while I'm sleeping. They'll come up, and he comes early in the morning, and half the time I don't hear him, and I wake up and my car's fucked up, just like my truck was. See, these are the scratchers. Okay? And he damages people. He goes under your fucking cars and goes and taps your shit, homie. That's what he does. Because he did that to my brothers. And there was a guy one time my brother parked on Hawthorne Boulevard down by the hotel right next door over here. You can see the hotel right next door. So you can see the hotel, right? So it's just right 2 buildings over. So anyways, right here, you just go right down there and go around. There's 2 buildings over. But it's, the way they do it, it's just the way they do it. And they go right up behind, they do it right in front of you, because they've already went to the courts and went here and said, oh, this girl's crazy and this and this and that. We're going to pass by her stuff, whoever they're using is crazy. Even the courts that have done this, and the police and the system, they're really ignorant. This is the most ignorant move you could have ever made. And it's, and I don't know why this guy is doing this. But he's had a couple girlfriends before, or friends or whatever. And they were girls that I saw him with. 2 different ones at a time. And he would always talk, and he's talking Spanish. He'd look, over. He would talk to her from over there. He'd be over there standing by McDonald's. And he'd be talking. A couple of times he parked inside McDonald's and was standing out there talking, but he kept looking over. Nobody's, ooh. And I was looking to see what she saw in you. But She must have not saw too much because I never seen her too much after that. But he does have a baby mama. They live in Inglewood or something like that, Lennox or Inglewood. And I ain't never seen him with her. I didn't even know he had a kid until one day because my grandkids used to come over and then he tried talking to me one time. I just said, yeah, that's nice. You have a kid, a daughter. And she's about my granddaughter's age, my youngest granddaughter. He has a granddaughter. This might be his friend, I don't know. But anyways, he's got one, he says, so it's a little girl, lives here. But the girl's not with her. Yeah, not with him. Oh, there he went. He's going to the house and he does it too. They're the ones with the ball that I told you that they put shit in the balls like glass. Possibly glass, but I just found this. But anyways, they're using glass. I'm finding a lot of little glass, and there has been no broken glass, and so it's glass. And how I saw it is shiny glass. Yeah. But yeah, the guys I don't never see him with any friends or anything like that. His family don't come around. I used to see, I wondered if that was his family member one time, because there used to be two black ladies that would park there, and at first I was like, maybe they were just, old ladies that like to get out and go through and eat and sit and talk in their car instead of in front of people, because you don't know who you're dealing with either. And so, but one day I was passing and they asked about him. And so anyways, here comes Wendy. The one that signed paperwork on the Ruth, or Eileen James. Will. Here comes another guy that I hope he's gonna cross over and get on, because yeah, that's him. Yeah, so I found some little glass and I can see it. But yeah, he's back. He's gonna go in the car. I don't know who did that. I'm just gonna film him because he's harassing me. He'll sit over there and he'll pass through here again. Probably possibly do the same thing. My mom didn't. She was talking that shit out here with, oh, that's my friend. And when I went in the house, she didn't say shit. See, I got an elder abuse charge because when I first became homeless, I didn't know how to live like a homeless person, and they were stalking me even worse. They were throwing bottles at my fucking car, and I had that done at, when I stayed out on Nidal one time. Because I tried to stay anywhere but with them, anywhere. But there was a group out there that would tell you, hey, come over here, like that. There was this old guy that used to stay. He had a bunch of junk in his car. But anyways, he used to feel sorry for people sometimes, and because a lot of people wouldn't let him stay around either. You know, so, but anyways, because he had money too, you know, he's retired. So, us retired people that have money, they don't like us because we're not going to support them fully like that, you know, maybe give them $1 or two, $5 here and there, but, you know, we tell them too, hey, we got bills too, you know. But anyways, I was new out here, and I was scared. It was scary because my family, they act like they help me, but they don't. And, you know, I can't stand, because you heard in the video, my mom she's always defending somebody or something, and the only problems she likes to hear are her sons. Those are the only ones. I've always had to take care of myself. And it's been sad because I was the only girl. I've had it really rough. But I always worked. You know, when I went to Chicago, I worked for Turtle Wax. I was working on the assembly, the old friggin' assembly lines that go by, putting those caps on the top. They look like the shoe polish ones. Yeah, that's what I did there. And I had, you know, an ID that said I was a little older. You know, Richard got that for me so I could get a job. And thank God, you know, I didn't have to, you know, like you hear stories like me, you know, of me. I've always been protected, you know. And so, you know, and I've always been blessed, and God, you know, so, you know, I got that job and I was there, and I didn't really talk to anybody there because they were all Spanish, and, you know, my mom never taught us Spanish. So I was just quiet. I just, you know, they told me what to do and everything. It showed me, and, you know, it was visual. You just see what they're doing. And if they were like, they would shake their hand, no, if you weren't putting the, you know, but there was nothing to it. Fucking put it on, you put the tops on the next person in between, you know, they're twisting them on, that's all fucking day long. I was young doing that shit. I don't know if you heard that crack, but that's them throwing rocks. There's a guy going real fast. And it's okay, you know, they're low lives. And that's probably his crew right there doing it. All the Mexicans, his friends, his family. I told you he's got 7 brothers, so each one of them have a lot of friends. Work in different places, and yeah, somebody just threw something at my car right now, and they went by, and their whole side end is fucked up. They probably went and fucking hit somebody or did something, or it was probably him that did it. There he goes. Yeah, it was him that hit it right there. Like I told you, how he sits there and you hear him. So each day, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna do it. And he better not walk through here in the morning like he does. In the morning, he walks from over there. He waits till he gets right here. Instead of walking right here and waiting till he gets to his car, like right here, no, he waits until after. I mean, before he goes to my shit and scrapes it all up and down. And they think they can do whatever they want. And they can't. They can't do whatever they want. They're haters. They got how much more time do they have? You ain't cashing nothing out, bitch. This ain't fucking, anything for you. Look, he lives on the other side and he's walking on this side. He's gonna go fuck somebody else's car up going down. That's what he does. Fucks people's cars up. With his keys and shit. That's him and his friend. Yeah, him and his friend. And, I'm sure he's got enemies. Because, you know, he's dirty. He's a dirty guy. I'll just put a fucking box up on my fucking window at night. cover, outside cover for the window right here. You know, it's sickening here. It's sickening. He acted like he was friends with my brother. And I told my brother, I said, he gives me the willies, he does little things. And he was doing that when my brother, because see, my brother was, my oldest brother was, he was an ex-heroin addict for years. He had a $300 a day habit, so they don't pay attention. How, you know, if you tell someone like that, yeah, they don't care. And I can't be kicking it with people like that in my family to let people do that. Since they don't stand and say, hey, don't, you know, like, you know, because they do shit too, probably, because they pissed my brother Sherwood off. They tagged it, you know, they do all kinds of shit. These people aren't innocent out here, or the ones that live inside. They are not. I don't like it here. And because they're idiots. They're fucking idiots. And it's so sad because you know, they're no friend of mine, and they're trying to punk people and run people out. Guess what? When we leave from here, it's not going to be a nice thing for you, because who else are you going to have? You're going to have each other. Now you're going to start turning on each other. And that's how it works. Who else are you going to have once everybody else is gone? You know? And, you know, they're not pushing nobody out of here. You'll never push people out. They won't. They're always going to move in and move out. You know? I don't see you fucking with a black guy out there, bitch. Where's your fucking gangster fucking attitude then? I don't see you fucking with no fucking black guy or some fucking Asian guy, you know? Those motherfuckers, you know, they got a lot of people. I don't see you fucking with that. You know? And, so the guy, that's why I said he's a pussy. And they did that to this girl out here. There was this girl out here. And I didn't know who she was, but I was staying at that time at that Jack in the Box on Redondo Beach Boulevard when people were staying back there with tents back there, just in tents. But I stayed closer to the drive-through. Not really too many people were allowed to do that, but the manager, from the compassion of his heart, he had 5 kids. His wife used to come in there all the time. And I didn't know. I just pulled up there one day and stayed, and they closed. They didn't say nothing. And for a long time they didn't say nothing, but he knew it was really rough. They even busted out their window one time when I was staying there. And I was on one side, but I heard the noise, but I didn't see who did it. But they had cameras and they knew who did it. It was one of the guys that was staying back there in the tents. And they used to do meth. They were all meth addicts, bad meth addicts. They used to trip. And they used to practice, you know, like, act like witches and stuff. Because one night, when I got that dog, because I felt I needed a dog to warm me, you know. And so I got this dog, and the dog started growling, barking loud, and I woke up. And he was walking, and it was the guy that did it, you know, to the window, that broke the window out. And they were looking for him. He left. He didn't come back because other people knew, and his, people that knew him and were camping with him back there, all because they were all in a group back there somehow. Kind of told him, they're going to arrest you. Because they told all of us, if that guy comes back, he's going to go to jail. He's not coming back here anymore. And that's when they started changing things. But I used to stay over there. And they used to do shit like that. And then he had one, oh, when the dog woke me up, he had one of those clear, masks that glow in the dark. And he had like, and he was getting ready, like walking towards my truck. And they used to do that. And so they fucked with me so much out there. And I even tried to work when I was there, and I used to belong to the gym, the 24-hour fitness right there. And that's why I stopped going. I wish they would have kept that one open, because I still would have used that and been able to, at the time I would have worked, kept working. But anyways, they used to hang hangers. And then what they do is drill a hole in a tree, and they do witchcraft on it, and then they put a tubing in, like in the throat of the tree, right before it reaches the branches. And they were doing so many things like that. But anyways, the manager, I guess he felt bad for me because he knew I was a nice person. He was like, God, she has her own cars by herself. She's able to, it's hard for her, but she's able to maintain by herself. And so I was by myself then. And they were doing all kinds of stuff. Oh, so they were fucking with me so much coming back. I fucking hauled ass one night. I was so pissed in the driveway. And I skidded up. I almost knocked her fucking tent over. It barely, the side of it kind of went. And I told them. I knew what they were fucking doing. So I just said, you see that witch? And they knew because they were fucking with me. And then one time I was staying. They have never been kind to me out here. And I've never asked them really for anything. I mean, in all the years that I've been out here, I think somebody's probably given me maybe $30 in the whole time of 10 years. I had to maintain my own life out here. Nobody brought me warm blankets. Nothing. I had to sleep in my car during winter time with no fucking blanket. When, things happen, you have to stay in your car. Until I go get it, and then slowly get things, because people have stolen everything I had, took my paperwork, took this, took that, stealing my clothes. And then I buy new clothes, they go out and steal them again. I can't live with no one. I would never fucking want to live with anybody again. People are sick. Even them in there. Who bring your stuff in, and all of a sudden it's got snags, it's got fucking bleach stains on it, and that's what people do. And I'm telling you the truth, that's what happens. And so no, I don't go that way. And they're really shady. Everybody here, they're fucking shady as fuck. I ain't never seen anything shadier. But anyways, I just kind of wanted to bring that. You okay, you guys? I'm going to take off. Alright, I'm going to go eat, maybe a cookie or something. Alright, you have a good evening. Bye.